Hey Leo, all my Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm just so grateful for this reading. Thank you guys for being so patient with me. As I said in my previous readings, I had recorded Capricorn all the way to Aries, and then the rest of the signs got deleted. So thank you for your patience at this time. And so let's hop in. So remember, this could resonate for you even if your sun sign is not Leo. It could be a Leo rising, Mars, Jupiter, or if you look at your birth chart, you might see that there are several planets in the fifth house because Leo rules the fifth house. Now, what I'm seeing for the Leos is that you're about to make a decision to move towards your own healing. Like, this is about you. This next chapter is about what you want, what you need. I'm seeing like the beggar energy where there could be a lot of people around you who needed your healing touch, that needed your wisdom and guidance with the healer card. And you see this energy that's coming off. It's like you guys have the magic touch. Like, you really know how to help people. Like, this is about, and you're passionate about it. Leo's a very giving sign. And this says passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to transform pain into healing. Now, this doesn't mean that you're a healer or you do Reiki. It just means that your very energy impacts people. So you have to be aware that when you're this powerful, you can't just be around everybody because people absorb that. And sometimes that attracts people with a victim mentality. It's almost like the narcissist empath relationship is what I'm feeling dynamic. Now, this doesn't mean that it has to be a love. It doesn't mean that it has to be, it doesn't have to be relationship. It could be any dynamic, but you have to take it how it resonates. But I'm seeing that light this person has been looking for, you could have attracted people who needed your help or who could never, they had that appearance of like you felt bad for them, because there's a big difference between wanting to help someone versus, or be with someone versus pitying them. Like, oh, if they don't have me, they can't do this, or they have health problems or something like that. It could have been someone from your past, especially like with the Six of Cups. But this Six of Cups kind of gives me the energy of like being in the dark about the reality of a situation, like not seeing clearly, almost feeling like the Five of Cups, because you see how this cup is hiding in the distance. It's kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little shadowy. So it could have been like there were good times, but when you think about this person, you instantly kind of go to a lower vibration. You instantly think about what has been emotionally lost, and it doesn't feel like very salvageable. But I see with the Eight of Wands, this is like my Sagittarius energy when you're like, man, like a lot of people call it Cupid's arrow going towards the target. And if you look at this like a dart, this looks like the target. You guys see that? Like X marks the spot. Like, a lot of you guys are moving on. And if you're kind of stuck in this energy, the advice is to move on. I'm feeling like a lot of you guys have created your own tower with the Tower card. And Tower is like when shit, you just... you don't care who's left behind. You don't care what job you leave because you know the target. You know what kind of love you want. This is Gemini energy. Okay. We have Scorpio in the house, Scorpio energy. We have Aquarius and we have Sagittarius and Pisces in the house. But what I'm seeing is you're going towards this. You guys have made a decision. Like, I want this type of dynamic. This is reciprocity. I love this Lover's card because it's not very lusty, but it's about, there's communication, with, especially with the blue ribbon. The blue is always at the throat chakra. So some of you guys are like, I want someone who's grounded and stable and reciprocal. And it's like reciprocity is huge because in this dynamic before, whether it was a job or not, a child or not, something about it was unaligned. It was like you were doing all the giving and this person was just stayed in victim mode. It's like they never healed. They stayed this child. It like puts you back in a lower vibration. So a lot of you guys are moving forward or need to move forward and in something. Only you will know what that is because it's a general reading. But you see how that lightning strike is? Because if the Tower energy is very tricky. I think this Tower is actually beautiful. It's one of the more it's a pretty tower compared to a lot of my other decks. But you see how it's got these clouds? There's something that isn't clear, and it's the energy of, and see here too, it's kind of like she's kind of swinging and kind of oblivious to the storm that's about to happen. And this looks like a storm. So the advice from source, from spirit, is to exit stage left, is what I just heard. What's the target? What do you want? What does this reciprocity mean to you? If it's a child, I see some of you guys, it could be relationships with your children. For some of you guys, it could be romantic. And for some of you guys, it could be work or just within yourself and your social groups. Like, I don't have time for this. It's just kind of like, I'm sick of Leo being used. That's the type of energy, like you're just sick and tired. And especially with Pluto, you definitely could have been dealing with someone who has heavy Scorpio placements. But if not, you see how these skulls are down here? Because Scorpio rules the underworld, death and transformation, cutting it off, like clean break, letting go. And the funny thing is, in the tarot, 16 is the energy of the Tower, and 17 is the energy of the Star. So these cards came out like back to back. So after you release this, you're instantly going into healing mode. You're instantly, for some of you guys, it's physically. And I always say this, that sometimes when you leave the right people, and yes, I said the right people, the healing comes in on a physical level. You might gain weight quicker if that's what you're looking for. You might lose weight quicker if that's what you're looking for. But you're taking your cup back, and you're like focusing on yourself. You're moving forward. You're healing. And it's a really, really good sign, guys, to get a Star card right after a Tower. Sometimes when the Tower is by itself, it kind of feels like a lonely road to healing, but you got 2 cards of healing. So the divine wants you to kind of like feed your own cup, temper yourself. Like, some of you guys can go outside and get grounded. Water rituals will work really well at this time, working with water, getting outside, getting grounded. But this is like grabbing the cup back from that person who only took and feeding it to yourself, like turbo time, focusing on yourself, healing yourself, getting grounded again, starting and building that again. And eventually you're going to meet someone or attract an opportunity that's so emotionally fulfilling for you that you will wish you did it sooner. You know, it's like, this is where you're going. This is the target. The X marks the spot. It even looks like a heart here. You guys are reclaiming that. And then also working with the moon cycles, I think is really important. So the next moon cycle, if you're into that type of thing, I would definitely work with water as your main source. And then maybe candles second. But I would work with scripting and water, because right now you're rescuing yourself. It's almost like you're taking, remember how I said taking back that cup, because there was you holding 2 cups here and you holding 2 cups here. It's almost like that cup that was lost in this relationship, you're grabbing it back. Something about the cup. So some of you guys might want to do water rituals. If you'd like to get a ritual from me, you can definitely email me. That's a service that I'm going to start providing for the new moon. But you're rescuing yourself. It takes strength. This is Leo energy. It says provide strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation and reward. So you're going from the healer for everyone else. And this is not about cutting that off as far as like, oh, I don't want to help anyone. It's just you're helping someone who's just stuck in victim mode, like who can't help themselves. It's actually somehow affecting your love life. The overgiving. That's the word, overgiving. So now you're going to go rescue yourself. And when you do, you get the other cup. And when that comes in, that's a new love offer coming in. And I got chemistry. Chemistry. This is chemistry, y'all. This is like being able to talk about all different sorts of things, being equally yoked in true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. There's a strong magnetic pull here, attraction here. So it's like, this is the work that you do to, the vibrational work you do to call in that love. And there's something with your words. Watch your words, because we have lots of energy of words, and then we have choose love over fear. Speak it into existence. Some of you guys need to write it down. And with the High Priestess, it's because you guys are becoming more intuitive. Some of you guys could be parents as well. The words that you speak affect your children. We also have the moon cycle and balance. What I'm seeing here is like, the final advice for you guys is, no matter what it looks like on the surface, trust your rituals. If you're praying, trust your prayers. If you're writing and scripting, trust that. If you're doing whatever rituals you're doing, moon rituals, whatever you're speaking over your children, trust yourself, because the High Priestess is like, you may not be able to see your progress, but you're gonna see your progress. The divine's already telling you that, especially with the Star card here. So trust it. At some point you have to just abandon that disbelief that you're not moving, because the center of your reading is movement. So trust yourself, because you're going to enter in a whole new chapter when you do. So Leo, this was your reading. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe if this resonates for you. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, all of my information will be down below. My website is strictly for payment, but at the bottom of my website, there's a contact page, a contact form you can fill out if you'd like to schedule your time. So you can book and then schedule your time. I have a lot of availability, and I'm so grateful for you guys, and I'll see you in the next reading.